Muscle is more than just tissue that moves our body. It is a living, dynamic organ that plays a central role in how we age, how we heal, and how we perform every single day. When we think of muscle, most of us imagine strength, fitness, or physical appearance, but beneath the surface, muscle is an extraordinary biological engine. It regulates our metabolism, controls how our body uses sugar and fat, and even communicates with other organs through molecular signals that influence the brain, immune system, and heart. Every movement, from lifting a glass of water to running a marathon, depends on the health of our muscles, but what many people don't realize is that maintaining muscle is one of the most powerful forms of medicine we have. From the moment we are born, our muscles are constantly adapting. During childhood and adolescence, they grow rapidly as we play, explore, and move. By the time we reach our 30s, that growth begins to plateau, and unless we actively protect it, we start losing muscle slowly, a process known as sarcopenia. This decline is not simply a matter of getting older. It is influenced by nutrition, physical activity, inflammation, hormones, and even our gut microbiome. Scientists now understand that this gradual loss of muscle is not inevitable. It can be delayed, slowed, or even reversed with the right lifestyle and dietary strategies. Muscle is like a bank account for health. When we build it, we store resilience. When we lose it, we lose that biological reserve. People with more muscle mass not only live longer, but also experience fewer chronic diseases, better balance, and faster recovery from illness. In fact, research shows that muscle health is one of the most reliable predictors of longevity. A strong body signals a strong metabolism. It regulates blood sugar more efficiently, burns fat more effectively, and keeps inflammation under control. That's why muscle isn't just for athletes or bodybuilders. It's essential for everyone who wants to live well and age powerfully. One of the most fascinating discoveries in recent years is that muscle acts as an endocrine organ. When you contract a muscle, whether by walking, climbing stairs, or lifting weights, it releases molecules called myokines. These are chemical messengers that travel through the bloodstream, influencing distant organs. Some myokines boost brain health, helping with memory and mood. Others improve insulin sensitivity, protect the heart, and even enhance immune function. This means that every time you use your muscles, you are literally sending healing signals throughout your body. The connection between movement and wellness is not just philosophical, it's deeply biological. But muscle health isn't just about movement. What we eat determines whether our muscles have the raw materials to grow and repair themselves. Protein is the foundation, providing amino acids that rebuild muscle fibers, but not all proteins are created equal. The quality of protein, its amino acid composition, and its digestibility all matter. Foods rich in leucine, an amino acid that acts as a trigger for muscle synthesis, are particularly powerful. But beyond protein, certain foods contain bioactive compounds that enhance blood flow, reduce inflammation, and improve mitochondrial function inside muscle cells. These effects make muscle tissue more efficient, more enduring, and more resistant to age-related decline. When muscle begins to weaken, everything else follows. Balance decreases, posture changes, energy levels drop, and the risk of metabolic diseases like diabetes and obesity rises sharply. Sarcopenia doesn't just affect how we move, it affects how we live. It can rob people of independence, confidence, and vitality. The tragedy is that most people don't notice it happening because it starts silently. You might lose a pound of muscle every year without realizing it, replaced by fat and connective tissue that don't contribute to strength or metabolism. By the time the effects become visible, the process is already well underway. That is why early and consistent attention to muscle maintenance is critical. The body is remarkably adaptable. Even in older adults, studies show that muscles can respond rapidly to the right stimulus. Within weeks of introducing proper nutrition and resistance training, muscle mass, strength, and function can improve dramatically. The key is not just to exercise more, but to fuel the body with foods that activate muscle growth and protect against breakdown. This is where science is giving us a new lens: food as medicine for muscle health. When you think about muscle as medicine, you start to view every meal as an opportunity to strengthen your body. Nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, magnesium, and antioxidants all contribute to muscle performance and repair. Omega-3s, for instance, help reduce inflammation in muscle tissue and improve protein synthesis. Polyphenols, found in colorful plant foods, improve blood vessel function and mitochondrial efficiency, ensuring that muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they need. Even compounds like nitrates from leafy greens can enhance endurance by improving blood flow to working muscles. This is a complete system at work. Muscle health depends on both movement and nourishment working in harmony. There's also an emerging field of research looking at how muscle communicates with fat and the immune system. Healthy muscle tissue can actually tell fat cells to burn energy instead of storing it. It can also modulate immune cells to reduce chronic inflammation, a condition linked to aging and disease. This makes muscle one of the most important organs for maintaining internal balance. It acts as a shield against the slow burn of inflammation that contributes to everything from cardiovascular disease to cognitive decline. Maintaining muscle is not vanity, it's survival biology. Another aspect to consider is how muscle influences mental health. When you move your body, your brain releases endorphins and neurochemicals that elevate mood and reduce anxiety. But there's more to it than just endorphins. Those same myokines released by active muscles can cross the blood-brain barrier and stimulate the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, a molecule that helps neurons grow and form new connections. In this way, strong muscles directly support a strong mind. Physical vitality and mental clarity are deeply intertwined, and the bridge between them is movement. In today's world, where sedentary lifestyles and processed foods dominate, we are facing an epidemic of muscle neglect. Technology has made life more convenient, but at a cost to our biology. The average person spends hours sitting, consuming calories that offer energy but no nourishment. The result is not just weight gain but muscle loss, metabolic slowdown, and accelerated aging. To reverse this trend, we need to reframe how we think about health. Instead of focusing only on losing fat, we should prioritize gaining and preserving muscle. Muscle is the currency of youthfulness, and the more we invest in it, the richer our health becomes. Every time you challenge your muscles, whether through lifting, walking uphill, or even practicing yoga, you are training your body to adapt, to become stronger, to repair faster. Every bite of nutrient-rich food you eat feeds that adaptation. This is how we take control of aging from within. The human body is designed for resilience, and muscle is the foundation of that design. It's the biological infrastructure that holds everything else together, the quiet force that determines how well we live, how fast we heal, and how gracefully we age. Food is not just fuel, it is information for the body, a form of biological language that tells our cells what to do. Every bite we take sends signals that either activate health, promoting systems, or suppress them. When we talk about using food as a weapon, we are talking about using it intentionally. To turn on the body's natural defense mechanisms, to protect muscle, to enhance performance, and to resist decline. The body is not passive, it is an intelligent system that responds to what we feed it. The food we choose can either build strength or drain it. Science is now showing us that specific nutrients and compounds in food can act as switches, turning on molecular pathways that protect muscle from aging, inflammation, and oxidative stress. At the core of this understanding is a concept known as nutritional signaling. Inside every cell, there are sensors that detect nutrients, temperature, energy levels, and stress. These sensors determine whether cells grow, repair, or rest. One of the most important pathways in muscle health is the mTOR pathway, mechanistic target of rapamycin. It is like a command center that controls protein synthesis, cell growth, and energy metabolism. Certain foods can activate this pathway in a balanced way, promoting muscle repair and growth without overstimulation. Leucine, a branched-chain amino acid found in high-quality proteins like eggs, poultry, and legumes, is a key activator of this process. When leucine enters muscle cells, it signals that the body has enough resources to build and strengthen muscle fibers. This is the biochemical foundation of using food as a weapon to deliberately trigger healing and growth. Beyond protein, the quality of fats we consume has a profound effect on muscle biology. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA found in fatty fish and certain plant sources, can influence muscle cell membranes, improve insulin sensitivity, and reduce inflammation. These effects are essential because chronic inflammation is one of the leading causes of muscle loss as we age. Omega-3s enhance the efficiency of mitochondria, the powerhouses inside cells, allowing them to produce more energy with less waste. This means better muscle endurance, faster recovery, and greater resistance to fatigue. In this way, healthy fats are not just energy. They are strategic tools that optimize how our muscles function at the cellular level. Another powerful mechanism through which food protects muscle is through its impact on blood flow. Muscles thrive on oxygen and nutrients delivered through the bloodstream. Foods rich in nitrates, such as spinach, beets, and arugula, increase the production of nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels and enhances circulation. When nitric oxide levels rise, blood flow to muscles improves, allowing for better delivery of amino acids, glucose, and oxygen. This results in better performance during exercise and faster repair afterward. Athletes often experience this as greater stamina, but the same mechanism benefits older adults fighting sarcopenia, as improved blood flow keeps muscles nourished and metabolically active. Food also interacts with hormones, another key system that influences muscle growth and maintenance. Insulin, for example, is not just a hormone that controls blood sugar, it also acts as an anabolic signal that promotes protein synthesis in muscle cells. However, when we eat refined carbohydrates and processed foods, insulin levels spike repeatedly, leading to resistance over time. This prevents insulin from doing its muscle-building job effectively. On the other hand, when we eat complex carbohydrates, fiber-rich foods, and lean proteins, insulin sensitivity improves, allowing the hormone to support muscle growth naturally. In this way, our food choices determine whether insulin becomes a friend or an enemy of muscle health. The immune system also plays a hidden role in how food affects muscle. Inflammation is a natural process that helps repair damage after exercise or injury, but chronic low-grade inflammation breaks down muscle tissue and accelerates aging. Foods that are rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, such as polyphenols, flavonoids, and carotenoids, can suppress harmful inflammation while supporting recovery. These compounds are found in fruits, vegetables, teas, herbs, and spices. For example, curcumin from turmeric, catechins from green tea, and resveratrol from grapes have all been shown to enhance muscle regeneration and protect against oxidative stress. When we eat these foods regularly, we are essentially using nature's chemistry to fight the biochemical wear and tear that comes with time. Even the gut microbiome, the ecosystem of bacteria living inside our intestines, plays a role in how food affects muscle. The gut is where nutrients are absorbed and where many signaling molecules are produced. A healthy microbiome supports the production of short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which have anti-inflammatory effects and improve muscle metabolism. Certain fibers and prebiotic foods, like garlic, onions, bananas, and oats, feed beneficial bacteria that support this process. When the gut is in balance, it enhances the body's ability to absorb protein and synthesize essential compounds like vitamins and amino acids, indirectly strengthening muscle. But when the gut is disrupted by poor diet, inflammation and nutrient deficiencies follow, leading to muscle weakness and fatigue. One of the most powerful ideas emerging from nutrition science is that timing matters. The body's circadian rhythm, its internal clock, affects how efficiently it processes nutrients. Eating the right foods at the right times can amplify their muscle-building effects. For example, consuming protein within an hour after exercise maximizes muscle synthesis because the muscle cells are most receptive during this window. Similarly, eating antioxidant-rich foods after training helps counter oxidative stress and speeds recovery. Understanding these rhythms allows us to align our meals with our biology, using food not randomly but rhythmically, like a weapon wielded with precision. Another fascinating insight is how certain plant-based compounds act as molecular mimics of exercise. These are known as exercise mimetics. Compounds such as quercetin, found in apples and onions, and epicatechin, found in cocoa, can activate pathways similar to those triggered by physical activity, enhancing mitochondrial function and endurance. This doesn't mean they replace exercise, but they enhance its benefits and protect against periods when movement is limited, such as during recovery from injury or illness. These discoveries show us that food can complement and reinforce the body's natural adaptive systems. Hydration, often overlooked, is also part of this equation. Water supports every metabolic process, including those involved in protein synthesis and energy production. Electrolytes like potassium, sodium, and magnesium maintain muscle contraction and prevent cramps or weakness. Natural sources like coconut water, leafy greens, and nuts supply these essential minerals in a balanced way. Dehydration, even mild, can impair muscle performance and slow recovery, demonstrating that even something as simple as water is part of the body's nutritional weaponry. Modern research is also revealing how fasting and meal patterns influence muscle health. Intermittent fasting, when done correctly, can enhance growth hormone levels and improve insulin sensitivity, which in turn supports muscle preservation. However, fasting without proper nutrition can be counterproductive. The key lies in balance, using periods of rest from food to reset metabolic processes while ensuring nutrient-rich meals provide what the muscles need to thrive. This strategic approach turns eating into a rhythm that strengthens the body rather than depletes it. When food is viewed through this lens, it becomes clear that it is far more than calories or macronutrients. It is a complex, interactive system that communicates directly with our genes, hormones, and cells. Each bite can activate defense mechanisms, repair damage, or build new tissue. Food contains not only energy, but also intelligence, the blueprint for growth and protection. When we choose foods rich in natural compounds, whole proteins, healthy fats, and micronutrients, we are not just eating, we are programming our biology for resilience. This is the true meaning of using food as a weapon. It is not about dieting or restriction, it is about empowerment. It is about knowing that the body possesses ancient mechanisms for renewal and that the right foods can awaken them. We are designed for survival, adaptation, and strength, and the weapons we need are grown from the earth itself. Sarcopenia is one of the most underestimated challenges of aging, yet it quietly steals away strength, balance, and independence over time. It is the progressive loss of muscle mass and function that begins as early as our 30s and accelerates with inactivity, poor nutrition, and metabolic stress. While many people assume muscle loss is an unavoidable part of growing older, science now tells us otherwise. The human body is equipped with powerful biological systems that can resist and even reverse sarcopenia when properly activated. The solution does not lie in supplements, injections, or miracle pills, but in the natural intelligence of food and movement working together. Food has the power to rebuild, repair, and protect muscle at the cellular level, allowing us to maintain strength and vitality far beyond what was once thought possible. To understand how food can defeat sarcopenia, we first need to understand what causes it. Muscles are built and maintained through a process called protein turnover, the constant cycle of breakdown and rebuilding. In youth, these processes are balanced, but with age, the rebuilding slows down while breakdown accelerates. This imbalance leads to gradual muscle loss. Factors like chronic inflammation, hormonal decline, oxidative stress, and reduced physical activity make this imbalance worse. However, nutrition can influence every one of these pathways. Certain foods provide the building blocks for muscle, while others activate molecular signals that trigger growth, reduce inflammation, and enhance mitochondrial efficiency. In essence, what we eat can either accelerate muscle decline or reverse it. Protein is the most direct nutritional weapon against sarcopenia. Every muscle fiber depends on amino acids, the fundamental units of protein, to repair and regenerate. Studies have shown that older adults often experience ornobolic resistance, a reduced ability to use dietary protein for muscle synthesis. This means they need higher quality and more targeted sources of protein to stimulate growth effectively. Foods rich in leucine, such as eggs, dairy, poultry, soy, and lentils, are particularly powerful because leucine acts as a trigger for muscle protein synthesis. Consuming enough of these foods throughout the day, especially after activity, helps restore the balance between muscle breakdown and rebuilding. Timing and distribution of protein intake also matter. Rather than eating most protein at dinner, spreading it evenly across meals enhances the body's ability to use it efficiently. Beyond protein, other nutrients play critical roles in defeating sarcopenia. Vitamin D, for example, is essential for muscle strength and coordination. It supports calcium balance and improves muscle fiber function. Deficiency in vitamin D is linked to weakness and higher risk of falls, yet it is common worldwide, especially in older adults. Including vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, eggs, and fortified dairy, or ensuring adequate sunlight exposure, helps restore muscle function. Similarly, magnesium supports energy production within muscle cells and regulates contraction. Zinc aids in tissue repair, and selenium acts as an antioxidant that protects muscles from oxidative damage. Together, these micronutrients create an internal environment where muscles can thrive rather than deteriorate. Another key factor is inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often called inflammaging, accelerates muscle breakdown. Pro-inflammatory molecules interfere with protein synthesis and damage muscle tissue. Anti-inflammatory foods can counteract this effect. Omega-3 fatty acids from sources such as salmon, flax seeds, and walnuts help regulate inflammatory pathways and enhance muscle protein synthesis. Polyphenols and antioxidants found in berries, olive oil, turmeric, and green tea neutralize oxidative stress, which otherwise leads to cellular damage. When inflammation decreases, muscles regain their ability to repair and grow. The combination of anti-inflammatory fats and antioxidant-rich plant foods forms a protective shield against the molecular drivers of sarcopenia. Blood flow is another crucial element in maintaining muscle vitality. Healthy circulation ensures that nutrients, oxygen, and hormones reach muscle tissues efficiently. Certain foods naturally enhance vascular health. Beets, spinach, and other nitrate-rich vegetables increase nitric oxide production, which relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation. This enhanced blood flow supports both performance and recovery. Improved microcirculation also allows for better delivery of amino acids to muscle cells, ensuring they have the materials they need to rebuild. In this way, something as simple as eating a salad with nitrate-rich greens becomes a strategy for preserving strength. Mitochondria, the energy-producing structures inside cells, play a vital role in combating sarcopenia. When mitochondrial function declines, muscle energy drops, and fatigue sets in. Nutrients that support mitochondrial health, such as coenzyme Q10, alpha-lipoic acid, and compounds found in green vegetables and nuts, enhance the body's ability to produce energy efficiently. Plant-based compounds like resveratrol, found in grapes, and quercetin, found in apples and onions, have been shown to stimulate mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new mitochondria. This rejuvenates muscle tissue from within, improving endurance and recovery capacity. With better mitochondrial function, muscles remain active and metabolically resilient even in later years. Another emerging area of research connects the gut microbiome to muscle health. The bacteria living in our digestive tract influence nutrient absorption, inflammation, and hormone regulation, all key factors in sarcopenia. A healthy microbiome supports muscle maintenance by producing short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation and improve metabolism. Fiber-rich foods like oats, legumes, and vegetables feed beneficial bacteria, while fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, and kimchi introduce probiotics that strengthen gut function. When the gut ecosystem is balanced, the body becomes more efficient at absorbing the nutrients needed for muscle preservation. Hormonal balance is equally important in this battle. As we age, levels of hormones such as testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin, like growth factor 1's IGF-1, decline. These hormones are vital for maintaining muscle mass. Fortunately, certain foods and lifestyle habits can naturally support hormonal health. Healthy fats from avocados, nuts, and olive oil provide the raw materials for hormone production. Adequate sleep and nutrient-rich diets help optimize the body's natural rhythms. Phytonutrients found in plant-based foods can also modulate hormone activity, maintaining a healthy balance that favors muscle retention. Hydration is often overlooked but has a direct impact on muscle performance. Water supports protein synthesis, nutrient transport, and waste removal. Dehydration can impair muscle contraction, reduce endurance, and increase fatigue. Electrolytes like potassium and sodium maintain fluid balance and prevent cramping. Including water-rich foods such as cucumbers, citrus fruits, and leafy greens, along with sufficient daily hydration, helps maintain optimal muscle function. Food can also influence gene expression related to muscle growth and repair. Nutrigenomics, the study of how nutrients interact with genes, has shown that certain bioactive compounds can activate genes that promote muscle regeneration while silencing those that drive inflammation or atrophy. For example, compounds in green tea, turmeric, and cruciferous vegetables can modulate gene pathways involved in cellular repair. This means that the choices we make at the table can literally change how our genes behave, allowing us to shape our muscle destiny from within. Physical activity remains a critical partner in this process. Resistance training, even in small doses, amplifies the effects of nutrition by stimulating the muscle's adaptive response. When paired with targeted foods, the combination becomes synergistic. For instance, consuming protein after exercise accelerates muscle repair, while antioxidants from fruits and vegetables help reduce the oxidative stress created during training. The relationship between food and movement is deeply interconnected, each magnifies the power of the other. Finally, mindset plays an invisible but vital role. When people view aging as decline, they unconsciously reinforce behaviors that promote it. But when we understand that the body is capable of renewal at any age, that belief shapes actions: better food choices, more consistent movement, greater care for recovery. Science supports this optimism. Even individuals in their 70s or 80s can rebuild lost muscle mass with the right nutritional and lifestyle interventions. The human body never loses its capacity for repair, it only needs the right signals. Those signals come from food that nourishes, movement that challenges, and habits that align with the body's natural intelligence. By combining these elements, high-quality protein, anti-inflammatory nutrients, circulation-enhancing foods, gut-friendly fibers, and hormonal support, sarcopenia can be slowed and even reversed. The human body is not built to fade away. It is built to adapt and survive. Food, when used strategically, becomes more than sustenance. It becomes the most powerful natural defense against the erosion of strength.